What's up, everybody? Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad. Fat Man Zoom is down here in the corner somewhere, but the stock market's crazy and chaotic. And we got a really special topic for you guys today. Fat Man Zoom, why don't you hit up the audience and tell them what it's about?
We're going to be piggybacking off of your video, the top 5 stocks for September. And guys, I would encourage you to check that video out. The link is up here where Brad breaks down 5 stocks that he's putting on his watch list. What we wanted to do today was bring in a special guest to do a technical breakdown. The one and only Don from the Don Franz Show. What's up, Don?
What's up, everybody?
All right, brother. So we've given you a task of breaking down Brad's 5 stocks for September, and we're just doing technical breakdown and what you see on the chart. So we're going to give you 5 stocks, and those stocks are OIH, Goldman Sachs, Airbnb, Amazon, and Penn. And guys, make sure you stick around to the end because old Don Franz is going to bring up a bonus breakdown. So Don, let's start with OIH. What do you got for us?
For actually OIH, if I'm watching this, I'm watching the oil futures. Oil futures are doing all right. Hopefully there's a supply demand issue there, which could cause it to drive up. Checking this out, it's been making lower lows, lower highs. But today we just got our first not lower high, which is good news for me. So right now, I'd love it if it actually just stayed inside. I got a zone right here, 186, 189. Picture perfect, it stays right there. But if we're going to zoom out a little bit, it actually bounced right. We got an old previous zone where we just really struggled right here. Finally got above it. We came back and tested. That's a 160, 165 zone. What it did today was quit. Well, it threw off the first sign of a pattern change, a trend change. So I would like it if it stayed right here. I'd probably keep a tight stop. I'd probably put my stop in at 183.45. And as that stopped out, I would use that as an alert to keep an eye out for a higher low, probably the 173-ish area. Or if it came back down to this bottom zone, we just drew out at 160, 165, not breaking that, the pattern went from a downtrend to still horizontal. So horizontal or up, I actually still like this ticker.
Yeah, I mean, this has been something that I've been a huge fan of before, and just looking at my own charts here as well, it kind of goes in line with what you're saying, Don. We just see it a little bit differently. So for me, I'm looking at the 200-day moving average and seeing how well it's actually holding above this area. RSI is sitting right in the middle, which tells me that there's probably plenty of room for this to run. We also got the 50-day moving average is sitting right around 197 as well. So I'm loving OIH here too.
Nice. And the next stock we have at number 2 is Goldman Sachs.
All right, Goldman Sachs hanging out. We're seeing a pullback today. No big deal. After Friday's push, this was just a pullback and test that zone from the top. So if I were to even enter this right now, I'd say it's a pretty, I mean, you call this what, asymmetrical trade? I'd get in right now. I'd stop out at 410.85. Again, using that stop out as an alert. I would still look for a higher low if it did dip to that 401 area. We know $400 would be a psychological support. Also would be a great higher low. But seeing us test this zone from the top also just might be a good ticker. Plus, it just keeps going up, and I like to buy things that just keep going up. They make for easy trades.
Yeah, for me too. I mean, I'm liking where this is at as well on Goldman Sachs. And one thing that I mentioned on Stockwatch Sunday was that this has a PE of 7, which even though it's run up as much as it has, there's still a lot of meat left on this bone too. And I'm looking at actually 393 as well as that $400 psychological resistance, because it was a previous top and it actually looks like it came down and retested that area. It's been holding above the 50-day moving average quite well. I mean, we love Goldman Sachs on the channel itself. It looks like the chart supports it still.
Yeah, and guys, before we get into the last 3 stocks, which Don, you actually have positions in all 3, I want to invite everyone to check out our daily watch list, which is free. If you guys click on the link in the description, you too can get our free daily watch list that we release every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time before the market opens. 5 stocks we're watching with a technical and fundamental breakdown. Make sure you guys check that out. All right, so for number 3, we have Don Airbnb.
My chart should say it all right here. This picture's worth 1,000 words. Airbnb was sideways, horizontal until not. We finally made the higher low. We finally got the breakout. Now, we did bounce off this, again, 161, 164 zone. We came back, tested it from the top. That's where I got it. I thought that was just a great entry. We've already talked about plays testing from the top already. So I liked it, that 150 mark. So I'm currently in it. Now, I like to have my stop in the green pretty quick. So my risk is already off the table. I'm at 154.35, and I'll continue to trail. As it reaches up here, I'll still look for sellers in hopes to tag out and try to skip a red candle and get back in. But I think if there's a time to lean into it, it's breaking above that 165 mark, and it's time to rock and roll, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's been holding up remarkably well up over that. This was like a psychological, well, not psychological resistance, but an actual resistance above that 150, and in particular 153. This has been something that I've been invested in for longer term, really since February, March, and this has been looking really well. I've been adding to it since then. It looks like it's on a pretty decent trend to break out. And we're looking at, I'm actually eyeing up this 165 area. If it breaks up over 165, we could start to see this make a really nice move. So loving this setup as well.
Guys, you definitely earned us a thumbs up. Guys, you got to hit the like. You guys nailed that one, I must say. All right, let's end strong. Stock number 4 is none other than Amazon. Don, what you got?
I have 1,000 zones on this because this is a bread and butter ticker of mine that I'm trading options with. But what I'm watching right now is I just don't think we waltzed through this blue zone you see right here at 34.40, 34.65. That's a smaller time frame zone, but this 3,500 is going to be a big mark. What I'm hoping and praying for, because I'm in this one, is we talk about the gap fill. Earnings was just bad. It actually just crushed this, sent it all the way down. Awesome news that we finally got above this resistance here. This 3,400 I thought was going to be trouble. So cruising above that has just been a rocking day. I just don't have a bear case for this. So as it bounces to each one of these zones, all I'm looking for is a higher low. If I miss an entry to get back in, I would use that as opportunities to get back in, or maybe even add on if I was just rocking this thing staircase up style.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I'm looking at the chart here, and I actually made an entry once it broke over that 200-day moving average, and it hasn't looked back since. And to your point, I was looking at 3,400 myself, and the way that this just cut right through that resistance like it was nothing is pretty incredible. And I'm eyeing up the 34.60 50-day moving average. Breaks up over that. I think we have 3,500 on the horizon here, and it was a stingy resistance for the last year now, where we've been watching this area. It broke up briefly to that $3,700, $3,800 area as far as an all-time high. We've been talking about Amazon being a $4,000 stock. It's still on the table by the end of the year.
And guys, don't forget to stick around towards the end for the bonus breakdown. But as we move into the last stock, I must say that these stocks are always showing up on our channel. Amazon is definitely one of our favorite ones that we mentioned in our live stream, but perhaps one of the highest conviction stocks for Brad, maybe to no one's surprise, number 5 is Penn. Don, what are you thinking about Penn from a technical perspective?
It's time to rock and roll, I think. So I'm in this one. I'm using it today. If it could just get a little bit cheaper, I'm probably going to add on. I was excited about this. I mean, Penn has just been in that trend down, but finally started to go sideways, slow that momentum. You can see here, this is where we started going along. I want to see it break that old resistance. I want to see it break that pattern. So I'm excited that it finally did. I know this is, I could have short this one a lot on the way down. It's just a fan favorite. It's too many people's favorite ticker to just really be crazy and play short that much. But now that it's breaking up, I hope that hype comes back in. This was a phenomenal ticker before it sold off. So I don't think it'd be too much to think some of that hype that we saw before that made it such a great ticker come back. And breaking above this, we're showing the signs. I got a zone right here at 78 to 81. And that's what we're tagging the top of it right now. And that's what I would use that as an entry. And then I think we break above 85. All bets are off. You know, that ball is in motion.
Yeah, we've had like 7 straight days of green on Penn, and I actually ended up adding to this even more so when it broke over the 50-day moving average, and it just continued to rip. I'm right there with you. I'm looking at this $80 mark, and I think that that's going to be a good spot as well. The next resistance I'm seeing for it was probably around the 200-day moving average, which is sitting around $89 a share. I mean, with this being crazy, with this being bought up like crazy, essentially since their earnings, it needed a down day anyway. Some profit taking I got no problem with, and actually I think it's probably healthy for Penn anyways. So this looks good. I think that with football season and all that good stuff, Penn looks like it might go higher from here.
I love the technical breakdown. And guys, we still have the bonus breakdown coming up. But first, I want to invite you to a couple of things. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. Brad and I go live on our channel every Monday through Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, where we're talking about the latest headlines on all these stocks and more. And I also want you guys to check out Don Fran's channel, The Don Fran Show. We'll put that in the description as well. And I'll actually put a little card up here for the Don Fran Show YouTube channel as well. So with that being said, we asked Don Fran to bring his own stock or investment to the table. And Don, what is that bonus investment you have for us?
That bonus is a pet peeve when someone tells me they have shares because it is a crypto. And I hate when people say I got this many shares of Ethereum or Bitcoin. I own 3 cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, but the one I've been saying since $1, this one could surprise. We're finally seeing this movement now. We got smart contracts, the release coming out September 12th. So we got 12 days for a possible buy the rumor, sell the news event, but we're seeing some pile in. We got a resistance right here at this 290, 295 mark. And we're just creeping in with the higher lows. You know, I love if we're going to just break out, I like to start that sprint from the line. I don't like to sprint to the line like we already did. So a pullback right now, I'm thinking about just adding some more onto this. I don't know if I can get enough. I think at least until the 12th, maybe a little bit earlier, people trying to game this one. I think the buyers just show up from here now. And I'm actually excited about this particular cryptocurrency itself. It's supposed to be Ethereum 2.0. It was the creator of Ethereum. Well, he part creator of Ethereum is who the creator of this. We've seen a bunch of just false news come out about this lately. And that to me is just prime for manipulation, which means somebody wants it cheap. So I got to say, I like this one right now.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Are these top 5 ones that are pretty solid in your opinion, or the ones that you would like to add to that list? Let us know down below, and we'd love to hear from you. That's going to do it for us. Please like and subscribe if you're not done so already. And we'll be live again at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Thursday, as always, and we'll see you there.